It is Monday, August 23rd, 2021. I earlier did a piece about the symbology of the, paradigm would be the word, before it becomes a theoretical or a mythological or a campaign of some sort, in consortium that does not always see eye to eye. There are the four letters I would say are partially alphabet, ALPHABET, for English and Anglais, if that's the language we're in at the moment, since there are other languages, not only Latin-based, but there's English-based language and Latin-based language. That much the humans have taught me. But anyway, I started the morning off with this. But actually, going back to basics, the one without, depending on what type of science I am in, the lambda sort of, or the triangle without a base, that also works for my flexibility in understanding overstate, understate, and trying to tailor my release back to Niklaus. All right, so I spoke to a man by the name of Mr. Sullivan. He is he's not the size of he's not the size of a Soviet, because I don't think he made 5'6". He might be 5'5". But he is very much more white than I am at the moment. I have sun damage on my deformulated or deformation of my skin at the moment. It's looking like I have a lot of sun damage. Anyway, but that's the acclimate outside. Even though I walk with an umbrella now. All right, so I met with Mr. Sullivan. I was trying to spend some time with Linda and the mother figure here, my foxhole into foxtrot entry. She was watching a movie called Bullets, Bullets. Now, the main actor, the main character is Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now, he has symmetry. He is absolutely beautiful, handsome. I don't say beautiful, but I say handsome. He's in this movie. I think the theme is that there is a American that goes missing, and the bad guys don't want to mess with Russia because that's bad for business and whatever. But then they wound up pouring acid on the child they took, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme etched the word Becky, Becky, in the stomach region of the main bad guy, because if I say he's part, I didn't know anything about him, but I'm watching his character, and he looks like he is martial arts or like Brazilian jiu-jitsu trained to protect himself, but he's some form of upper police league, which I normally associate with a police uniform, but again, on the streets, you can't really move in wool, but maybe you can, I don't really know. But anyway, so long story short is, I was watching this movie with Linda named Bullets, which my saying is always bullets work faster, right? So, when they don't listen to the valise, But I'm looking at this man's face and I'm going, oh my goodness. And then I'm looking at his height compared to other heights and other backdrop to try to judge how tall he was. And I'm realizing he looks, in my first year at Long Island University, which is the Brookville campus, which was a very nice campus, but set amongst Gold Coast, I guess they would say, estates. And then you have this one college or university, which is where I went. My first, not season, but my first semester, I had an Italian professor. I cannot remember his name on the paper, the schedule paper, but if I said he looked like he was in the family, but with salt and pepper hair, of a Jean-Claude Van Damme handsome lineage. Like I have the facial features of the Dutch girl with the pearl earring on painting. He has his movie feature and possibly artwork somewhere. I haven't been exposed to the gallery and that Sotheby's and Christie's echelon of humans. They've kept me here in Becky-like conditions, like chained to the toilet bowl is pretty much where that actually makes sense. I mean, not literally and figuratively am I chained to a toilet bowl, but the level of humanness is not of the echelon that I was born for and that Nicolaus and I should have been raised with. All right, and this is right now I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361 in the state of New York, in the United States of America, being Northern America, just south of Canada. So that was a surprise for me because I'd heard his name, and I knew that the women that I had said something, or the public news was that he was a very handsome, I call handsome, man, but I had never seen in action because I don't really watch too many movies or TV, or cinema is what I think they call it. But so for that, he taught me Italian, but it was hard because conversationally I had nobody to practice with, and I didn't have much of a campus life. It was more no TV, no radio. I sat in my room and I studied, or I would go out for, just like now, medical walks, or I would go, they had a gym there with two pieces of equipment that worked out well. I invited Maria once to view it and participate on a treadmill or an elliptical of some sort. Let me think about this. And that was it. So there was no like sorority or fraternity in Greek life. And if there was, I was kept out of it in a different section of, I wasn't on the quad. I was in a different dormitory on the other side, much quieter side of campus, and I did not venture off. I think Gary Gorski was more quad related. He sometimes would get a little drunk and then not show up for class. So Chris Labrizzi and I had a few. Gary Gorski had to go search him, hunt him down, bring him to class for his dad so his dad didn't get mad. I think I helped Gary write a paper once because he was falling behind in English Lit. But that's what friends do, I guess. Not that I've ever spoken to or seen him since. That was freshman year of college, I think 1997, 96, 97. So that happened. So I told Mr. Sullivan and Linda, I was like that, I mean, I've never really seen and studied his face because I didn't have a moving picture, but it looks, and I cannot remember the gentleman's name on the schedule, but agents booking things and private security force, whatever they had on the paper, it is whatever it was for special file. I always have special file going on, but I don't ever know because I can't research all my professors or anything. I don't have access to police level intelligence. I'm trying to figure out an IQ and a GQ myself out here because there's just nobody. A couple of walk on main characters, it looks like, but I couldn't re like I don't know. I couldn't map them out. I mean, if you showed me a photo, I names are just. And then I even told Sullivan, I'm like, yeah, I've since I was little, I suffered from amnesia and a little bit of dementia. It depends. Like sometimes a couple of days out, I can't remember, and sometimes even a couple of hours, I can't remember what I did. And then sometimes the connection, almost like if you think of like a dial-up connection versus a road runner or what's the word? I don't even know, a coax cable, like a lightning speed. It's the difference of being able to recollect and still move throughout time and space without disconnecting. Like if there's a theoretical wire from your, and there's like a distance that you can move and you have some slack, and then all of a sudden if you go too far it pops off, and then all of a sudden whatever was coming through that connection no longer works. So, and that's what the really scary part is, because this is how, when it comes off, is how dementia works and how amnesia works. I mean, you should have enough room, like a breathing device. You don't want to run out of oxygen as you move around. But so that's that, and trying to think. When it connects, I mean, I'm able to connect, and I'm able to put things together and sew things together and theorize and knock it out of the park, for the bats and the Kodiak bears. But it's just being Catwoman day to day around here. I mean, I'm not being cared for. There's no point in my existence. So this way, what? They can play around with magnets and super equipment and the anatomy walking around and like try to connect via spinal tap in some kind of now. Okay, so now they divinely disconnected my breathing apparatus and my memory. So now I have a problem breathing and I have a problem with my memory. The cord's over here. I don't know it's there because I can't see it and I don't know how to fix it or reattach it. And now they're starting up some Eiffel Tower business in Spinal Tap, and they're trying to digitize the timing mechanic of divine inspiration so I can have something that looks like a human thought pattern and still do my function of how do I earn enough credits to get the fuck out of this trap and labyrinth as a topiary that everybody built for me. I'm just curious. I am the victim here, but you're asking me to be the superhero, and I'm definitely built for a superhero, but I've been damaged, and I don't know if somebody's trying to make a decision for him and give everybody else excuses as to why he wouldn't want to be with me anymore. It's always a possibility in your fucking crazy, viral, plagued society and social distortion in North America. And I know you've got outer district players, but I just didn't think you would hold on to this much wrongdoing in my lifetime. But here we are, and a whole new echelon of crazy people. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Bayside Station. It's August 23rd, 2021.